Chavez High School is surrounded by some of the dirtiest petrochemical facilities in the country, and Juan Parras has been fighting for years to relocate it.
As long as you have the industry right a quarter of a mile from this school, there is a risk that something could happen. Why should we have to live with any one of those risks?
Whether you're looking at refineries with their own unique challenges or the power plants as you were talking about, the proximity to where children are has never sort of been considered.
We've seen some studies just recently, just in the past few weeks, just here in the fall of 2010, linking air pollution, specifically an air toxic like benzene, to neural tube defects in babies.
Children through the age of 18, 19, or 20, their brains are developing, the neurology is developing. The stuff that comes both from the combustion of the cars, but we mustn't forget air pollution also includes particulate. All of those things have to be considered, including, if the kids are in the school, how do we make sure the air that does come in has been filtered properly?
The community is aware that the school is pretty close to the industry, but they have been taught to believe that since they live here, and maybe they don't have cancer, or maybe they don't have any health problems, that it's a safe area.
As far as I know, we really don't know, because they'll send out papers or letters, and no one really answers them, or no one really sees them.
We hear the sirens, or we hear people, the own neighbors calling, then we just shut the doors down and try to protect ourselves. We haven't had anybody to actually come over here and explain or give us any details on what to do to protect yourselves.
Before you buy the house, before you build the house, before you decide to have kids in that neighborhood, here are the things you need to consider. Everything from toxins in the soil and downwind. It would be terrific to find a way through schools, through community education, through all manners of blare out, blast out social media to say, find out the power plants really are stretched across both historically poor, underserved, politically, economically, socially communities.
With flexible permits, it's been really good from our perspective that the EPA has finally come into not just the flexible permitting fight, but the way that has then introduced them into the world of permitting in Texas in general.
I think it's a tremendous step that the EPA is taking forward to actually do away with flexible permits. It's an excellent idea. It's something that a lot of us in the environmental justice movement have been wanting. And they're serious. The good thing about the new administration is that they're serious about good public health.
We have so many communities surrounding so many facilities, such a huge diversity and concentration of these petrochemical facilities and refineries, that we really have to be much more thoughtful, much more intelligent about how we try to protect public health.
So what's next? Well, obviously we have, thankfully, a very vocal and educated and communicating Citizens Environmental Coalition groups that aren't going to let things disappear in the woodwork, are going to be sure that we have the education. So there's going to be the vocal group. Now we may not be like Austin, or may not be like Seattle or Portland, but I think we're going to follow along that line.
It's almost as if there's kind of it's the same story told all over again. The people that really have power in this, that could really cause change in this, are everyday people, regular folks.
I've got kids and grandkids. I want to leave a better place. We've just got to keep educating each other about what that means, about leaving a better place for the next, 7 generations out. How do we think like that?